Alright there guys and girls, what is up? It's Sean here again. And I thought I'd bring you guys a little bit something different. This game here is called Sanctum. You can buy it on Steam for maybe $5 or something. It's really cheap. It goes on and off the sale all the time. But pretty much I'm still really bored of Call of Duty. I'm just waiting for Battlefield 3 and all these other games to come out, Modern Warfare 3. And I've been messed around with some of my Steam games and I thought, hey, let's record and see how things go, and we'll maybe post out some of this. So yeah, this is Sanctum, and I'm not going to be talking too much about the game. I've actually got a topic which we'll talk about in a second, but pretty much, for those of you that have never seen or played this game, it's a tower defense game. So what you've got is, imagine like zombies where they come in waves, and you've got to build yourself towers and protect what's known, I think it's a nexus or something like that, but you've pretty much got to protect your base from these aliens, and you can build yourself towers, and you've got a gun, and it's pretty decent to chill out on. This was actually the second game back. I've only really put like 5 or so hours into this at the very most. Bought it at summer sale when actually a friend bought a 4-pack and they ended up selling it, so it worked out okay. And it was definitely worth the money if any of you guys are considering picking it up. Yeah, we were just talking about tower defense game. You get points after every round, and you can build towers, and you can upgrade your gun. But your gun is really shit. I just mostly continue to build towers, and there's different kinds of towers. There's different kind of mobs, and you need to build different towers to counter different aliens. And it's pretty much really just a fun game to kick back on. There's insane mode, and then there's hard difficulty. And those are really challenging. I tried hard at first, and I was like, it can't be that bad. And I got ripped to bits by round 5. I was like, yeah, let's do medium. But yeah, this level actually took me about an hour, so probably if you guys enjoy it, I'll break it up into little intervals. But if not, then I suppose you can click off the gameplay or just listen, or just click off completely. But pretty much what I want to talk about today is the whole PC versus console thing, because Guns for Hire has actually been tweeting out a lot that he's sick of PC elitists, and they have really been ripping them to bits over this Battlefield talk. And I just want to, obviously I'm a PC gamer, I just want to clarify, not every PC gamer is an elitist. There's loads of PC gamers that are nice, but you know, there is reasons why PC gamers would hate console gamers. And it ain't just out of pure ignorance, you know. But we'll get on to that later. But me personally, I was a console gamer for absolute years. I've only been PC gaming now for about a year, maybe not even that. And I used to love console gaming. I thought it was like the pinnacle of gaming. Like, you know, wow, I've got my PS2, and then it was my PS3, and I'm like, you know, this is absolutely amazing. My first console must have been the Sega Mega Drive. And then my dad sold that, and he got himself a PS1. Or was it a Sega Mega Drive, Nintendo 64, PS1? Anyhow, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I was a console gamer for absolute ages, and I looked at PC gamers, I was like, why the hell would you know mouse and keyboard? I like my controller. And my PS3 actually broke, it got the yellow light of death, and I was like, fuck it, I'll try Black Ops in the PC. And that was when I really got my first taste for things. But the reasons why PC gamers are so worried about it, and they're so protective over their PC games, things like Crisis 2, which went to console, turned out to be absolutely awful. And it's because they kind of dumbed it down for consoles. It wasn't just, you know, the graphics weren't as good looking, because the graphics were only on par with Crisis 1, which was released in 2007. You know what, they had cut back a lot of the physics with how the lighting looked and whatever else, because it was a DirectX 10 game, and at the moment consoles are only running DirectX 9, but that's because they are outdated. So yeah, PC gamers are worried that when games go to consoles, then they can't really do as much with them. You know, the hardware restricts a console game, and when people hear obviously things like Crisis and then Battlefield went there, Bad Company 2 was developed for console, so people were a bit annoyed, but I think Bad Company 2 turned out really well for both console and PC. Obviously the gameplay is better on PC because there ain't that sluggish input lag that everyone complains about, and I noticed it as well when I played. You know, it wasn't as smooth as what a Call of Duty game was. Yeah, pretty much what I'm trying to say is PC negates any console input lag from a controller. But back on to topic. PC gamers are shit scared that their exclusive games will go over to console, and they don't mind console players sharing these games. You know, I'm very happy to have like, you know, not Crisis, God, Counter-Strike Global Offensive or whatever it is, Global War, Global. Either way, I think it's Global Offensive. I'm happy for console gamers to share that because Crisis is not. Crisis, shut up, Sean. Because Counter-Strike is an amazing game, but it's an amazing game because it requires a mouse and a keyboard, because it uses the full power of a PC. Obviously, it doesn't anymore. It's quite an outdated game, but when you're playing Counter-Strike, it very involves, you know, a lot of twitch reactions and a lot of accuracy of headshots and whatever else, and you're never going to get that in a controller. I think Valve will be reasonable because Valve, they pretty much leech off the PC community. There's a whole load of fanboys for Valve and Steam, and I think Valve will nail it. But people are worried about games like Diablo as well. I'm not a Diablo player myself, but they've been talking about bringing that to consoles, and you know, because the consoles do have much less power, they're going to have to dumb it down, so you might get a game that's only as good as the last game. That's why the Call of Duty series is getting pretty stagnant, because there ain't very much they can do unless they come out with a new title or upgrade hardware. It's going to remain the same because nothing's changing. People bitch about the Modern Warfare 3 engine being... the Modern Warfare 2 engine being reused for Modern Warfare 3, but the Modern Warfare 2 engine makes full use of the... what is it, 7 or 8 year old hardware that's in the 360. If you guys actually want a new engine and new graphics, you need to be going over to PC, or you know, these companies need to be companies. I'm talking about like Microsoft and Sony. They need to be releasing new consoles so that developers can actually do something different. And it's a shame because I'm sure a lot of people would love to develop for PC, but it's such a small community now. And I understand why consoles are cheaper. They're built for gaming. They're easier. You know, there's no complications about updating drivers and whatever else and having to upgrade. But you know, in my eyes, console gaming is more accessible, and I think everyone else will agree. But I don't think PC gaming is that expensive and pricey. The computers that if you're looking at a PC game, something like Battlefield 3, like if you want to run Battlefield 3 top end, my computer can do the job, and I've only put about £1,000 into my computer, and that ain't very much considering that's a 1080p monitor and a 560 Ti graphics card, an i5, what is it, an i5 6, I don't know, but it's got hyper-threading, so it's pretty much a dual core with 2 extra hyper-threaded cores. I don't know, but that's enough to be running Battlefield 3. It's optimal, and not only that, you can use your computer for your TV and just general web browsing. You know, everyone, obviously if you're watching this, you have a computer. Look at your computer, the price of your TV and your price of your Xbox, slash that together and you've got yourself an amazing gaming rig. And not only that, you're paying less for games, it's more sociable, and there's so many more benefits. But I'm not here to kind of persuade you to play PC. Pretty much on what I say is, not everyone that plays on PC hates consoles or console players. You know, we're not all elitists. There may be reasons why we fear consoles, because they are taking over, but you know, like I see people all the time going over the top, and I've got the same attitude as what Guns has, and I'm all for, you know, being one big community. But at the end of the day, if I put this much money into a computer, I don't want to see my favourite games be ruined by a console. It makes sense why developers will sell games, will develop games for console, not because it's easier, but because they've got a bigger market. You know, there's PC gaming is tiny. Counter-Strike's probably like the biggest FPS game, and you only get maybe 60,000 people online at any time. So unfortunately for the FPS games, it's dying. But for PCs, I mean, strategy games and whatever else are still massive. StarCraft's bigger than Call of Duty, and I mean, that's probably been going for what, 12 or so years, a ridiculously long time. But not only is it about dumbing down PC games, there's this recent, I don't know, epidemic where games are being developed on consoles aren't being given the proper porting to PC, and we see this so much now. Homefront could barely even scrape 20 FPS on any system. It was that bad. I loved the game, but it ran like absolute shit. Black Ops to this day still will not run. It still won't run well. Like UPS3 guys think you've got it bad. I can't even scrape 60 FPS. Like it goes from like 110 FPS down to 20. That is how bad it is. No one can run Black Ops well. Modern Warfare 2, thank God by the way, it was ported perfectly. Good job to Infinity Ward for that. And not only that, Deus Ex, which started on PC and then got a perfect console port over to PS1. By the time they hit round to the third game, Human Revolutions, that was developed for 360, and now they ported it over to PC, and yet again everyone's having problems. The game stutters like crazy, you know, FPS lag, and you know these are guys with incredible systems, and they're struggling for dear life to play the game at, you know, optimal FPS. But yeah guys, that's about it. I just wanted to kind of put it out there that not everyone that plays on PC is this elitist faggot. You know, consoles are the fanboys as well, it's just that they stick out a lot more from the crowd, and most PC gamers are a little bit nervous about consoles for the reasons stated, that they're losing their exclusives and they're getting dumbed down and whatever else, and we're getting bad ports and we're having to waste our money on it. Like, fucking hell, again, Dead Island, we ended up getting the developers version of the game. You could fly around and no clip and whatever else. So how much respect we're getting at the moment. But once again guys, thanks for listening and watching. I'll see you all next time. Oh, and I nearly forgot, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.